Hi, welcome back to Reading with Leon. Leon's taking a nap, so I thought I'd read some books. We are going to read Barbara Park's Junie B. Jones and That Meanie Jim's Birthday. It's illustrated by Denise Brunkus. Chapter 1, Eating Cake. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. B is my bestest letter. On account of my favorite food starts with that guy. Its name is birthday cake. We had that delicious stuff at school today. That's because Polly Allen Puffer turned 6 years old, and his mother brought chocolate cake and chocolate ice cream and chocolate milk to room 9. Go. Eating cake. Yum, 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 yum. She is a chocolate nut, I think. The party was very fun, except for Polly Allen Puffer got all wound up. He put cake on his head, and then he laughed till milk came out of his nose. That is called nose milk, I told my bestest friend named Lucille. Lucille is like a little lady. Ew, she said. I wish I didn't even see that nose milk, because now my stomach feels upset, and I can't eat the rest of my cake. Me too, I said. Now I can't eat the rest of my cake too, and so I will throw both our cakes in the trash can for us. And then I picked up our cakes and I hurried to the trash can. I looked all around me, very careful. Then I quickly ducked behind the trash can and I stuffed both those cakes right in my mouth. I rubbed my tummy real happy. Now all I need is some milk to wash it down with, I said. And that's when I saw some milk sitting on a table all by itself. I picked it up and drank it all gone. I said. That hit the spot. And then I heard a voice. Junie B. Jones, why are you out of your seat? It was my teacher. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. Mrs. has eyes like a hawk. What are you doing over here? She asked me. I'm sharing people's cake and milk, I explained, except for they aren't actually here at the moment. Mrs. rolled her eyes way back in her head. I smiled very sweet. Guess what? When I have my birthday party, I'm going to bring cake and milk too. Plus, also, I might bring a beanie weenie casserole, because that will be a nice change of pace, I think. Just then I skipped over to Polly Allen Puffer's mother. Excellent cake, madame. My compliments to the chief, I said. Me and her did a high five. Only she didn't actually put her hand out, and so mostly I just slapped her on the arm. And then I skipped back to my seat. Lucille was finishing her chocolate ice cream. She had a chocolate mustache on her lip. I did a frown at her. Lucille, I am surprised at you, I said. You're not eating that ice cream like a little lady, and so I will show you how. And then I quick dipped my spoon into Lucille's ice cream. See how I'm taking dainty bites of this stuff? Only just then, a dainty bite of chocolate ice cream slipped off my spoon and plopped on Lucille's lap. She jumped out of her chair. Oh no, she hollered. Now look what you did. You spilled ice cream on my brand new dress. And my Nana just bought this to me from New York City, and it costed $95 plus tax. See, look at the picture. Uh-oh. Mrs. hurried up to my table. She had a wet sponge to clean Lucille's dress. No, don't, said Lucille. You can't put water on this because this dress is made of satin, and satin is dry clean only. Mrs. made angry eyes at me. I did a gulp. Who knew? I said real soft. Then I put my head down on the table and I covered up with my arms because that is called laying low. And laying low is what you do if you know what's good for you. Chapter 2, Tapping on that Jim's head. After the party, me and my other bestest friend rode home on the bus. Her name is Grace. Me and that Grace take turns sitting next to the window. That is good sports of us, I think. Except for sometimes we forget whose turn it is. And then we have to settle it with our fists. This time, it was that Grace's turn to sit next to the window. Guess what? I don't even care if you sit there today, I told her, because eating all that cake made me in a happy mood. That Grace smiled. Me too, she said. Eating that cake made me in a happy mood too. Yeah, only you can't be as happy as me, I explained, because I had 2 cakes and you just had 1. That Grace did a frown. That's okay, Grace. Don't be upset, I said, because when I have my birthday, I'll invite you to my house and you can have 2 cakes too. Oh boy, she said. I know it is, oh boy, I said back. Plus, also, you'll get your very own paper cup with M&Ms in it. Ooh, yum, I love M&Ms, said that Grace. Me too. I love M&Ms too, I said, on account of the chocolate doesn't melt on your hands. Just the colors melt on your hands, and that's all. I smiled real big. And there's another good thing, Grace. When you come over to my party, you will get your very own party hat, and we'll play Twister. Plus, also, we play that game where you shout bingo. Only I keep on forgetting the name of that one. Just then, a meanie boy named Jim jumped up from his seat. Bingo, stupid, he shouted. Its name is Bingo. What a moron. Who would even want to come to a stupid party like yours? He made his voice real loud so everybody could hear. At my house, I have cool birthday parties, he said. Just last year, my party was named Clowning Around, and we had 2 clowns from the circus, and they made balloon animals and did magic tricks. I leaned way close to his face. So, I said, I don't even like clowns. Clowns are not normal people. Plus, my own Grandpa Frank Miller can make balloon animals, too. Except for they all look like wiener dogs. Only he's working on it. That Jim wasn't even listening to me. He just kept on talking about his parties. This year, my party is named Old MacDonald's Farm, and a real farmer is bringing a petting zoo right to my front yard. And he's going to bring a lamb and a goat and a burro and some rabbits. And he's also bringing a real live pony for us to ride. I put my hands on my waist. Yeah, well, too bad for you, I said, because I saw all about ponies on TV, and ponies buck you off their backs. And then they stample you to the ground and kill you to death. And so I wouldn't even come to your stupid, dumb party in a jillion billion years. There they are, being silly on each other. Everybody should just be nice. Good, howled Jim. I'm glad, because my birthday is coming Saturday. And tomorrow I'm bringing invitations to every single person in room 9. Only not to you. You're the only one in the whole class I'm not bringing an invitation to. So there. Then he did a big ha right in my face, and he sat down in his seat. Meanwhile, I kept standing and standing there, because something had gone a little bit wrong here, I think. I tapped on his head. Yeah, only here's the thing. I don't actually know you were having a party on Saturday, and so good news. I think I can make it. No, shouted that meanie boy. You're not coming now. Go away. I tapped on him again. Yeah, only I was just kidding about the ponies. I said they hardly even stomp you, probably. I don't care. Stop bothering me, he said. I stood on my tippy toes and looked at his head. Love your hair today, I said. Then Jim swatted at me. Get away from me, he hollered. You're not coming to my party, and that's final. And just then a big lump came in my throat. A big lump is what comes before crying. It hurt to swallow. I sat down and hid my face in my sweater. Darn it, I said, because I think I really would have enjoyed myself at that thing. Then my bestest friend named Grace put her arm around me, and she patted me real gentle, and she let me sit next to the window. Chapter 3, Very Slumping. I walked home from the bus stop very slumping. Very slumping is when your shoulders are sad and your head can't hold up that good. Grandma Miller was in the nursery. She babysits me and my baby brother in the afternoon. His name is Ollie. I love him a real lot, except I wish he didn't live at my actual house. Grandma Miller was rocking him in the rocking chair. I tried to climb up there too, only Grandma said, "Hold your horses," at me. "Yeah, only I need to rock very bad," I explained. "On account of a mean boy is having a birthday party on Saturday, and he's inviting everyone in room 9, only not me. I'm the only one who's not going." Grandma Miller did a sad face. "Children can be cruel," she said. "Just wait till I get the baby to sleep, and then you and I will talk about it, okay?" And so that's how come I crossed my arms and tapped my foot. And I waited and waited for that baby to go to sleep. Only his eyes kept on staying wide open. "Hold them closed with your fingers, Grandma," I told her. "Heavens no," she said. Then she kept right on rocking him, and so finally I got tired of waiting and I went to my room and I crawled underneath my covers. I crawled way down to the bottom of my sheets. It's very muffly down there. You can say mean stuff and no one can hear you. "Here's all the stuff I hate," I said. There she is, hiding in her bed, all sad. It's good to talk out your feelings. First, I hate that meanie Jim. Then I hate clowns, and old MacDonald had a farmer. Plus, I hate rabbits, and burros, and ponies. And guess what else? We didn't actually need a baby at this house, only no one even consulted me. Just then, I heard a knock on my door. "Junie B, it's Grandma, honey. Ollie finally went to sleep." She came in and lifted up my covers. "I called your mother and told her what happened at school," she said. I peeked up at her. "And so she can fix it?" I asked. "Can I go to the birthday party now?" Grandma Miller held out her arms to me. She pulled me out of my covers. "Your mother is going to talk to you about it when she gets home," she said. "Meanwhile, why don't you and I have a little fun? Let's read a book, okay? What kind of story would you like to hear?" I thought and I thought. "I would like to hear a story about a little girl who doesn't get invited to a meanie boy's birthday, and so she sneaks to his house and she lets a wild pony out of the barn, and then it stomps the boy into a flatty pancake, and all the children pour maple syrup on that guy and they eat him for breakfast." Grandma Miller looked kind of sickish. "You got to stop worrying about that boy's party. He's just trying to get your goat," she said. Just then my eyes got big and wide at her. "Goat? What goat, Grandma? Do I have a goat? Is it a surprise goat? Are you keeping it secret at your house?" I jumped and pulled her hand. "Let's go get it. Want to, Grandma? Let's go get my goat right now." Just then a great idea popped into my head. "Hey, I just thought of something, Grandma. You and me can bring my goat to my house, and then I can have my very own birthday party on Saturday. I will call it Come and Pet My Goat, and everyone in room 9 will come to my party, and they won't go to that meanie Jim's." Just then the front door opened. It was Mother. I run to her speedy quick. Mother, guess what? Me and Grandma Miller are getting my goat, and I am having my very own birthday party on Saturday, and all of room 9 is going to be invited, only not that Jim I hate. He is the only one not coming, so ha on him." Just then Grandma Miller sneaked out the front door with her sweater. I pulled on Mother's arm. "Come on, Mother, come on," I said. "We have to go to the store and buy my invitations. Plus also we have to pick up the beanie weenies." Mother didn't come on. She sat down on the couch and smoothed my hair. "Listen to me, Junie B," she said. "I know Jim hurt your feelings today, but you can't have your birthday party on Saturday. Your birthday isn't until June, remember? And June is still months away." "I know June is months away," I said, and so that is how come I am moving my birthday sooner, because months away will be too late." Mother picked me up and put me on her lap. I'm afraid you don't understand, honey, she said. You can't change the day you were born. No one can. It's impossible. I made my voice very whispering. Yeah, only there's a little secret. Nobody in room 9 even knows when my birthday is, so I think we can pull it off. Mother did a little smile and she ruffled my hair. No, honey. Sorry, no can do, she said. Yes, I hollered. Yes, can do. Because I have to have my birthday on Saturday, or else I'll be the only one who's not going to that meanie Jim's. And that is the saddest story I ever heard of. And then my eyes got a little bit wet in them. Mother wiped my face with a tissue. Then she hugged me real tight. And she said the words, I'm sorry. More bad news. Grandma Miller just called. There's no goat. Chapter 4, Moving. The next morning, I didn't get out of my bed, not even when Mother hollered time for breakfast. She came into my room. Didn't you hear me, Junie B? It's time to eat, she said. I looked up from my pillow. Yeah, only I'm not even hungry. Plus, also, I'm moving today, she said. Mother smiled, and she sat on my bed. You're moving, huh? She asked. And exactly where will you be going? I did my shoulders up and down. Somewhere, I said. Somewhere where? She asked. Somewhere not here, that's where, I said. Mother hugged me. This is still about Jim's birthday party, isn't it? She said. You're still worried about not getting an invitation. No, I'm not, I said. On account of I'm not even going to that school anymore. On account of I'm moving today. Mother shook her head. Then she went out of my room, and she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. And pretty soon, Daddy came in. He gave me a piggyback ride to the kitchen, and then Mother made my favorite hot cereal, and she let me have all the brown sugar I wanted, and she sat down next to me. There she is, getting a piggyback ride, and her mother making favorite cereal. So Mother said, you know, Junie B, Jim is only doing this to hurt your feelings. He just wants to get a reaction from you, that's all. Sure he does, said Daddy. And when someone is trying to hurt your feelings, there's only one way to get back at them. You have to pretend you don't care, said Mother. You have to pretend you don't even want to go to that party. Because if you pretend you don't want to go, it will take all the fun out of it for him. Daddy winked. You can do that, can't you? He asked. You're the best little pretender in the entire world. Just then my whole face lighted up, because that word gave me a great idea. Hey, I just figured out where I can move to. It's called It's a Small World After All, and it's at Disneyland. Remember that, Daddy? It's where all those puppets kept on singing that same song over and over and over and over again. I smiled. That would be a happy place to live, don't you think? Daddy looked at me a real long time. Then he put his head down on the table, and he started knocking it on the edge. Mother pulled him up from there. They went into the hall and did more whispering. And after a while, Mother called to me from her bedroom. Junie B, could you pick up the phone, please? It's your grandfather. He wants to talk to you for a minute. I picked up the phone. Hello? Hello yourself, little girl, my grandpa, Frank Miller. What you up to this morning? I'm moving today, I told him. Grandpa Miller sounded upset. Moving, he said. Oh no, you can't be moving. If you move, then you won't be able to come over to my house on Saturday. I crinkled my eyebrows up at him, 'cause this conversation smelled fishy. That's why. Yeah, only how come you want me to come to your house? And how come it has to be on Saturday? 'Cause Saturday's the only day. 'Cause Saturday's the day I do my work around here, remember? He said. You're still my little helper, aren't you? I thought very careful. Yes, I said. On account of sometimes I help Grandpa fix stuff. It's called odd jobs, I think. Are you doing odd jobs, I asked him. Is that why you want me to come there? Sure, I'm doing odd jobs, said my grandpa, but I can't do them without my helper, can I? You're the only one who wears the tool belt, aren't you? I smiled, very proud, because Grandpa Miller's tool belt is the bestest thing I love. It has like jillion tools hanging off of that thing, and it wraps around me 2 times, and I don't even cave in. Just then, Grandpa Miller made his voice real quiet. "You haven't heard the best part yet," he whispered. "Guess what I'm going to be fixing?" I whispered back at him, "What?" Then Grandpa said for me to hang on a minute on account of he wanted to close his door, or else my grandma might hear. "If your grandma hears, then she'll want to be my helper instead of you," he said. I waited very patient. "Ready?" he said. "Ready," I said. "Okay, I'm going to be fixing the upstairs toilet." Just then my mouth came all the way open, because fixing the upstairs toilet is a dream come true, that's why. "Are you going to take the lid off the top, Grandpa? And are you going to keep flushing it? And are you going to watch all the water go out of that thing?" I asked. "Sure I am. Of course I am. That's half the fun is fixing the toilet, right?" he said. "Right," I said, very excited. "Plus, also, I love that big ball that floats on the top." "Me too," said my grandpa. "I love that big ball too. And so I can count on you, can't I? You and I have a date on Saturday, right?" I thought some more. "Yeah, only I think there's something you forgot, Grandpa." "What? What did I forget, little girl?" I raised my eyebrows at that silly head. "You forgot that I'm moving today." Chapter 5. Being a Buzzing Bee. Grandpa and Grandma Miller take turns babysitting me before lunch. Then they get me dressed for kindergarten. Except for today, Mother came home from work and she got me dressed instead. She said she would drive me to school. "If I drive you, then you won't have to see Jim on the bus," she said, very thoughtful. She got out my clothes for school. It was my jumper with the frogs on it. Yeah, only guess what? I'm not even wearing school clothes today on account of I'm moving, and so I have to wear moving man's clothes. Mother kept on trying to put that jumper on me. That's how come I made my legs and arms real stiff, so they wouldn't fit in there that good. Then me and Mother wrestled a teeny bit, and she stood me on my head. And then she pulled my tights on me. "You're not moving, Junie B," she said. "You're going to school and that's final. Running away from your problems never solves anything." "Yeah, only I'm not even running," I said. "I'm calling Ryder Rents trucks, and those guys will drive me." There she is, trying to get dressed for school. Mother smiled. She tried to hug me, but I kept on staying real stiff. I stayed real stiff all the way to the car to school. Mother parked the car in the parking lot. Then she lifted me out of the door and she carried me real stiff to the playground. She stood me up in the grass. "Everything will be fine. You'll see," she said. "Just remember what Daddy and I told you. If anyone talks about the party, pretend it doesn't bother you." She kissed me goodbye on my stiff head. Just then I heard voices hollering, "Junie B! Hey, Junie B! Look what we got!" I turned around. It was my bestest friends, Lucille and that Grace. They were running at me. "Look," said Lucille, "look what Jim gave us. It's invitations to his birthday party on Saturday." "It's just like he told us, Junie B," said that Grace. "He really is going to have a petting zoo there." I covered my ears with my hands. Then I closed my eyes and I sang a long song to him. It's called "I Can't Hear You, You're Not Even Bothering Me." I sang it at the top of my lungs. "I can't hear you, I can't hear you, you're not even bothering me." And I kept on singing that thing till they went away. Also, they did the cuckoo sign at me. After that, I sat down in the grass all by myself, and I looked all around the playground. Lots of other children had invitations too. "Darn it," I whispered. "Darn it, darn it, darn it." That's when I saw that meanie Jim. He was giving an invitation to that boy named Crybaby William. Crybaby William is the scariest cat in room 9. He's even scared of a teeny flea, I think. Just then I sat up a bit straighter. Because I got another idea in my head, that's why. Hey, maybe I can take William's invitation from him because he won't even chase me probably. And so then I will have my very own invitation and William can get another one from Jim and then everybody will go to the party, including me. I stood up from the grass and then I squinted my eyes at Crybaby William and I started to run at him very slow. I ran faster and faster till finally I was running as fast as a speeding bumblebee. I buzzed all around William zippity quick. His eyes couldn't even follow me that good. Then I buzzed right in his face and I quick grabbed that invitation out of his fingers and I run to my fastest to the swing set. There she is running. And guess what? William didn't even follow me, that's what. And there's more good news. William's invitation didn't even have his name on it. So that means it can be for anybody, probably. Only now it's mine, I said, because I will put my name on it when I get to room 9, and it will be my very own invitation. And just then the bell rang for school. I put my invitation way down deep in my pocket, and I skipped very happy to my class. Mrs. was standing outside of room 9, and William was standing next to her. His nose was sniffling a lot. I tried to skip past them, but Mrs. grabbed the straps of my frog jumper. She pulled me back. Yeah, only I don't think that is good for the outfit, I said. Mrs. did a frown. Junie B, did you take something that belonged to William? No, I said, because his name wasn't even on it, and so that means it's for anybody, I think. Mrs. Angry tapped her foot. Was William holding an invitation, Junie B, and did you snatch it out of his hands? And then did you run away from him? She asked. I smiled, very cute. I was a buzzing bee, I said. Mrs. held out her hand. May I have it, please, she asked. May I have the invitation you took from William? I rocked back and forth on my feet, because I didn't want to give it to her, that's why. Yeah, only I think I might have bounced out of my pocket. Mrs. bended down next to me. She leaned way into my face. I want that invitation, she said. Now. I did a gulp. Then I quick put my hand in my pocket. Good news, I found it, I said, very nervous. Give it to William, said Mrs. Crybaby William held out his hand. I shoved it at him. Here, Mr. Stinky Head Tattletale Boy, I said. Here's your Stinky Head invitation. Mrs. Eyes got real big. Junie B. Jones, that's quite enough. Now you go sit down, and I don't want to hear another word. Do you understand, young lady? Not one more word. And that's how come I walked very slumping to my seat, and I put my head on the table, because guess why? Laying low again. That's why. Chapter 6, Daydreaming. Mrs. took attendance. Attendance is when you say I'm here. Except if you're not here, you have to be quiet. Also, we said I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And that is called opening ceremonies, I think. After that, we sat down and Mrs. passed out our workbooks. She told us the pages to turn to. It was work about different kinds of shapes, like circles and squares and triangles. I'm a breeze at that stuff. Only I couldn't even concentrate very good on account I kept dreaming about that birthday party. Daydreaming is like night dreaming, only it's not night and you're not asleep and you're not dreaming. I kept on thinking about how everybody was going to that party, only not me. I was the only one in all of room 9. I wish Lucille and Grace weren't going too, I thought just to myself, because that would be nice sports of them. After a while, I tapped on Lucille. You are my bestest good friend, I told her. Lucille smiled at me. You are my bestest good friend too, she said. I touched her new dress. You look very precious today, I said. Lucille fluffed herself. Thank you. You look very precious today too, she said back. I touched her fingernails with polish on them. I wish you and me could be twins, I said. Me too. I wish you and me could be twins too, she said. Just then my whole face got happy. Lucille, I just thought of something. You and me can pretend we're twins and we can do everything just the same. And so on Saturday you can come to my house and I will put nail polish on my nails just like you and you'll stay home from the birthday party just like me. Lucille didn't say anything back. I tapped on her. How come you're not talking, twin? I said. How come you're not saying anything back? Because I want to go to the party, that's why, said Lucille. I did a huffy at her. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Lucy, I know you want to go to the party, but now you and me are twins, and twins have to do everything just the same. And so if I don't go to the party, then you can't go to the party too, on account that is the twin rules. No, it's not, said Lucille. My cousins are twins, and one is a boy and one is a girl, and they don't do anything alike. I jumped up from my chair. Yeah, only that is not the kind of twin I want to be, madam, I yelled. Mrs. snapped her loud fingers at me. Sit down, she hollered. Just then, that Jim I hate turned around in his chair and he laughed real mean at me because I was in trouble. Turn around, your fatty head, I said. Only he didn't turn around, and so that's how I had to run to his table, and I had to turn it around for him. Junie B. Jones, shouted Mrs. What are you doing? I'm turning around his fatty head, I said. Mrs. hurried to where I was, and then she quick took my arm and she marched me into the hall. She pointed to the principal's office. There she is, trying to turn his fatty head. Go, she said, real angry. I did a gulp. Yeah, only I'm not actually supposed to go there anymore, I said, because me and Mother had a talk about it, and she said for me not to get sent there again. Mrs. face got red as a tomato. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so that's how come I hurried up and walked. Because teachers who count numbers are the scariest kind there is. Chapter 7, My Story This Time by Junie B. Jones. Principal is the boss of the school. He lives at the office. I have to go there when I am unruly. Unruly is a school word for not being ruly. There is a typing lady there. She isn't allowed to smile. Sit down, she said. She pointed at the blue chair. Yeah, only I don't like to sit there. Remember that? Because that is where the bad kids sit, and I'm not even bad, I explained. I explained to her that every time I go there, the typing lady leaned over the counter and she made her face look scary at me. Sit down. I sat down. Then I pulled my frog jumper over my face so no one could see me. Pull your skirt back down, said the typing lady. Yeah, only I'm actually allowed to do this because I have on tights. See them? They're green with little tadpoles on them. Just then I heard the principal's voice. Well, well. Junie B. Jones, what a surprise, he said. My mouth dropped all the way open. Hey, I hollered from under my dress. How did you know it's me under here? Because you can't even see my face. Lucky guess, said Principal. After that, I uncovered my head, and me and him went into his office. I climbed up in the big wood chair. Principal looked very tired-ish. He rubbed the sides of his baldy head. I guess I'm kind of tired-ish, too. Okay, let's hear it. What's your story this time, he said. I sat up straight and tall. My Story This Time by Junie B. Jones. Once upon a time, I didn't get invited to a meanie boy's birthday, and I am the only one in all of room 9 who isn't going, and so that's how come I was moving today. Only Mother brought me to school very stiff, and then I was a buzzing bee. Only crybaby William is a squealer, and Lucille won't be a good twin, and so the missus yelled at me, and that's how come I had to twist at Jim's head, and now I'm sitting here in this big wood chair. I folded my hands in my lap. The end. The principal put his head down on his desk. I peeked at him. Are you laying low? I whispered. He sat up again, and then he called my mother on the telephone. Those two talk very often. This time, they talked about the birthday party and how I'm not invited. After he hanged up, the principal looked nicer at me. I guess sometimes we grown-ups think we're the only ones with problems, he said. We forget that even when you're little, life can be tough. Can't it, Junie B. Jones? Yes, I said, life can get your goat. After that, me and him went out of his office, and he lifted me into the blue chair again. I want you to wait here a minute, he said. There's someone I have to talk to before I can get this settled. Yeah, only guess what? I don't usually want to sit in this chair, I explained, on account of this is where the bad kids sit, and I'm not even bad. Principal thought and thought. Then he snapped his fingers. I think I might have the perfect solution, he said. He went to his office and brought out a giant shopping bag. What if we hide you under here, he asked. If we hide you under this bag, no one will be able to see you at all. I jumped up and down, very excited, because hiding is my favorite thing in the whole world, that's why. Principal sat me down in the chair. He put that giant shopping bag over my head. Hey, who turned out the lights? I said. Then I laughed and laughed, because that is called comedy, of course. I bended my knees and pulled them under the bag, and I hugged them real tight. Now all you can see is the tippy toes of my shoes, I said very happily. And this is the perfect solution I ever saw. So how did you even think of this wonderful thing? Only Principal didn't answer me back. Because he probably went back into his office already. After that, I hid it inside my bag. I hid it a real long time. It was a jillion years, I think. Guess what? This is taking longer than a minute, I said from inside there. The typing lady didn't answer me. Yeah, only guess what else? My knees are getting very bended and squished in here, I said. And so this isn't good for my circulation, I think. Just then my legs started squirming all around because I was getting ants in my pants. That's why. Hey, doesn't anybody have ears? Get me out of here right now because I am at the end of my rope in this thing. Plus, also, I'm getting ants in my... All of a sudden, someone yanked the bag right off my head. It was the scary typing lady. Pants, I said softly. She took me back into the principal's office, and guess what? Jim was in there. He was sitting in the big wood chair, and Principal was frowning at him. Junie, our friend Jim here has something he wants to say to you. Don't you, Jim? Asked Principal. That meanie Jim didn't answer. He kept on looking at his feet. The Principal tapped his fingers. We're waiting, Jim, he said. Then that Jim did a huffy breath. And he said the words, I'm sorry. Principal raised up his eyebrows. Sorry for what, Jim? Tell Junie what you're sorry for. That Jim stared at his feet some more. I'm sorry I didn't give her an invitation to my party, he said grumpily. But your mother told you to, didn't she, Jim? Said Principal. Your mother told you to give an invitation to every single person in your class. But you got mad at Junie B and you decided not to give her one. Isn't that right? That meanie boy did his shoulders up and down. I guess, he said real soft. Principal crossed his arms. And so what are you going to do to correct this problem? That Jim waited and waited. Then all of a sudden he got down from his chair and he holded out an invitation to me. And there he is, handing Junie B the invitation. Yay! My stomach did a flippy flop. For me? Is it really for me? I said, very squealing. Then I snatched that thing right out of his hand and I zoomed all around the room. Oh boy, I said, it really is for me. It really is for me. And now I'm not the only one. I zoomed all around the big wood chair. Principal looked nervous of me. He hurried and opened his door and I zoomed right out of there. And I didn't stop until I got to room 9. Chapter 8, Ruining My Saturday. On Saturday, Mother woke me from sleeping. We have to go to the store and buy Jim a present, she said. I did a sleepy yawn, just like that one. Yeah, only I don't actually like that boy, I explained, and so you can go by yourself and I will trust your judgment. I pulled the covers over my head. Mother pulled them off again. Then she made me get dressed, and she made me eat a banana. And then she made me go to the store with her. She holded my hand and pulled me behind her. Since we don't know what he usually has, let's get him something unusual, she said. Let's get him greasy, grimy gopher guts. That is unusual, I said. Mother made a sick face. Then she pulled me through the store. We went past the bathroom stuff. I pointed, let's get him that. That is unusual. Mother sucked in her cheeks. We're not getting him a toilet brush, she said. She pulled me past the pet stuff. Let's get him that. That is unusual, but Mother said no choke chain. Just then she pulled me past the tools. That's when my eyes popped right on her head. Let's get him that. Look, Mother, look, I love that thing. She I run to it speedy quick. It's a tool belt, see? It's just like Grandpa Miller's, only it's made for little children like me. See it, Mother? See, this is a wonderful thing. She took it down off the shelf. Look, I said, it has a hammer and a screwdriver and some pliers and a flashlight and a real actual level with a bubble in it. Plus, also, there's a pocket with little pretend nails on the front. I jumped all around. Can I try it on, please? Can I, Mother? Please, please, please? Mother shook her head no. We're not shopping for you today, Junie B. We're shopping for Jim, remember. I know it. I know we're shopping for that Jim. And so this can be for his birthday. Only first I have to try it on to see if it fits, because him and me are both the same size, I bet. Finally, Mother fastened the tool belt on me. Ooh, it has Velcro, I said. I love this stickery stuff. Can we buy it, please, Mother? Can we buy it and take it home to my house? Mother thought and thought. I don't know, Junie B. Something tells me this isn't a good idea. I'm afraid you'll want to keep it. No, I won't. I don't want to keep it. I promise, Mother. I promise. I promise. And so finally, Mother gave it to me and she bought the wonderful tool belt. I held it in my lap all the way home in the car. Then I runned into the house and I zoomed to my room and I put that thing on me again. Now I can do odd jobs, I said, real thrilled. I took the hammer and tapped it on my wall. Then I screwed a screw with the screwdriver. Plus, also, I twisted my teddy's nose off with the pliers, only I actually didn't mean to do that one. I patted his head. Look at her using the tool belt. That's so cool. Breathe through your mouth, I said. Just then, Mother's voice hollered to me, Junie B, it's time to take your bath, honey. I did a frown, because Mother was a little mixed up, I think. I hollered back, yeah, only I don't even have to take a bath today on account of today is Saturday, and Saturday is my dirty day. Mother came into my room. I know today is Saturday, Junie B, she said, but you're going to a birthday party, and when you go to a birthday party, you have to take a bath. Now you're going to have to wash and curl your hair. I backed up from her. No, I said, because nobody even explained that to me before, and so that doesn't even make sense on account of I hate this meanie kid, so how come I have to get clean for him? Mother looked at the end of her rope. When you go to a party, you take a bath. Period. End of discussion, she said. Then she left my room and she went to start the tub. I sat on my bed, very glum. Darn it, I said, because that stupid boy is ruining my whole entire Saturday. Mother hollered some more. Junie B, could you please bring me the tool belt? I need to get it wrapped. Darn it, I said again, because I didn't even want to give him that to him. I looked down on it. I touched all the wonderful tools. I love this darn thing, I said, Rosette. I'm waiting, shouted Mother, but I still didn't take it to her. Just then, I heard the bath water turn off. My heart got very pumpy. Oh, no, I said, because now she's going to come get me and she'll take my tool belt away and she'll wrap it up for that meanie guy. I jumped off my bed and runned around my room. I gotta hide. I runned all over everywhere. Darn it, there's not even a good hiding place in this dumb room, I said. Junie B, Mother screamed. I heard her feet. They were coming for me, I think. Oh, no, I said. Oh, no, oh, no. And then all of a sudden, I grabbed my wonderful tool belt and I zoomed to my door. I tried to nail that thing shut with my hammer. Chapter 9. The only one in room 9. Mother ran into my room because pretend nails don't actually work, apparently. Junie B. Jones, what in the world are you doing in here? She looked at my door. Her eyes got very bulging. You were hammering? You were trying to hammer nails in your door? Just then Daddy runned into. Where in the world did you get a hammer? He yelled. Tell him, Junie B. Tell your father where you got the hammer, growled Mother. I pointed at her. She gave it to me, I said. Just then steam came out of Mother's head. No, I did not give that to you. That hammer, Junie B. That hammer was for Jim and you know it. After that, Mother picked me up and she sat me on my bed and she growled more words at me. They were, I cannot be trusted to have a real actual hammer and I cannot be trusted to have a real actual tool belt and I am never ever allowed to have nails until I am all grown up and I live in my own apartment. Daddy walked up and down in front of me. Why, Junie B? Why would you do that, such a thing? Why would you ever try to nail your door shut? He said. I started to cry a little bit. Because why? He grouched. Because I felt pressure inside me, I said, because that party is ruining my whole entire Saturday. Because first I had to shop, and then Mother said I had to get a bath and wash my hair, only I don't even like that meanie head boy. And so how come I have to get clean and give him that wonderful tool belt? Because what kind of deal is that? Mother did an angry breath. Excuse me. This was your decision, Junie B, she said. You're the one who wanted to go to the party. No one is making you do it. I wiped my nose on my sweater sleeve. Yeah, only if I don't go, I'll be the only one in room 9, I said. And that is the saddest story I ever heard of. Daddy sat down next to me. Why? He said. Why is it sad to spend your Saturday the way you want to spend it? Why is it sad to spend the day having fun instead of wasting it on a boy you don't even like? Mother sat down too. That doesn't sound good to me, said Mother. That doesn't sound sad to me, said Mother. That sounds good, in fact. No, that does not sound good, I said, very snapping. What is so good about being the only one? Daddy did his shoulders up and down. Lots of things, he said. Like you'll be the only one who doesn't have to take a bath. And have you ever thought of that? And you'll be the only one who doesn't have to wash her hair, said Mother. And, said Daddy, you'll be the only one in room 9 who doesn't have to give Jim a present. How about that one, huh? I sat up a little straighter, because that one was excellent. That's why. Mother ruffled my hair. And what about Grandpa Miller, she asked. You haven't forgotten that he invited you to his house today, have you? Just then my whole mouth came open. Because I did forget about that. The toilet, I said. I forgot about the toilet. Because me and Grandpa were going to fix that thing, and we were going to touch that big ball that floats on top. Mother made a face. Lovely, she said. I know it's lovely, I said. And so I have to get over there right now, or else Grandpa is going to touch it and not me. And Mother looked at me very strange, and Daddy went to get his keys. Mother and Daddy made me take the tool belt back to the store. They made me give it to the man. Here, I said, I cannot be trusted with this wonderful thing. The man smiled kind of sad. Sorry, sis, he said. That's okay, I said, because the nails didn't actually work that good. He gave me my money back. Maybe when you're older, he said. Maybe, I said. Plus, also, I might get a toilet brush. After the store, I went to my Grandpa Miller's. He was working in his garden. I ran up my fastest to him. Grandpa Miller, hey, Grandpa Miller, did you fix it yet? Did you already fix the toilet? He twirled me around. Not yet, he said. Not yet, I didn't. I have been waiting for you. And so just then me and him hurried up. And we got our tools, and we run upstairs. And then we took the lid right off that thing, and I flushed all the water right out of it. There's a picture of her flushing all the water right out of it. I touched the big ball. This is fun, right, Grandpa? Right? This is the time of our life, I said. Sure it is. Of course it is, said my Grandpa Frank Miller. I laughed very happy. Ha, ha, ha. Hey, Grandpa, guess what? I am the only one. He looked confused at me. I am the only one in room 9 who is fixing a toilet, I explained. Then Grandpa Miller laughed too. Ha ha ha. You're really something, he said. You're really something too, Grandpa, I said back. And then I hugged him real tight, and I climbed up on his lap, and I told him a secret in his ear. And guess what else, I whispered. I still would like a goat. The end. I think Junie B had a great adventure and she learned lots of stuff. Did you guys learn anything? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like my videos and subscribe, and have an amazing day.